A couple of other nations in North Africa have also scored some important victories. Tunisia won 41 away at Guinea, while Morocco exploded 30 against Gabon in Casablanca in one of the most decisive displays from a North African side in years. Neither have yet qualified, each needing either a draw or a win in their final match to book their World Cup tickets. In November, Tunisia will host Libya for what is expected to be an easy game for the lads from Tunis, while Morocco will fly to Abidjan for a make-or-break battle against Ivory Coast. 2 draws will put 4 Arab teams into next summer's competition, a World Cup record. Are we experiencing an Arab footballing renaissance? The final chapter in the Syrian fairytale, Syrian journey towards the World Cup, was well covered by the New Arab, though the campaign's 2 biggest moments took place in the past week. On Thursday, Syria hosted Australia at the Hang Jebat Stadium in Malaysia, and after a tight game, a penalty in the 85th minute by superstar Omar AlSomah closed the first leg in an 11 tie. The drama doubled for the match's second leg, in Sydney. Without star players Omar Khribin, sidelined for picking up yellow cards, and Firas AlKhatib, who started on the bench, Omar AlSomah was lumbered with a lion's share of responsibility. He did well. 6 minutes into the game, in a fast counterattack, Somah was free as a bird to strike into the top of Matt Ryan's net. The stadium was in shock at this stage. Syria looked to be in the intercontinental playoff against Honduras or Panama. But it didn't last long. The Socceroos secured an equalizer just 7 minutes later with a brilliant header by Tim Cahill. From then on, it became a tough struggle between the 2 teams, who stayed level until the full-time whistle. The match was just into extra time, when Syria's Al-Mawis received a second yellow card, leaving the Damascus boys to play the final 25 minutes with 10 men. Then Tim Cahill scored his 50th international goal, putting Australia ahead 21, with only 10 minutes left to play. Syria tried valiantly, even bringing on AlKhatib, but it wasn't enough. Finally, a free kick 25 yards from goal. AlSomah, in tears, exhausted but determined, struck it strong, only to dramatically hit the post. Inches away from scoring, the journey was over. Syria lost, and will have to watch the 2018 World Cup from home. The Syrian fairy tale was much more than a game. It was a complex and ambivalent story of football and politics, a national team of a war-torn country, funded and exploited by a ruthless and bloodthirsty leader, still exciting millions of football fans across the world, uniting parts of the divided country, while forcing others further apart. Refugees across Europe and the Middle East cheered for the team and cursed it. Rebels supported it, and Damascus residents detested it. It was used by the Assad regime for its PR needs, and the road to Russia became a metaphor for the Syrian people's current situation. The face of AlSomah, moments before his final shot, said it all. Here is a player who was forced out of the national team after coming out in support for the rebels, only to return after 5 years in a quest to unite the people behind a grand sporting adventure. He gave his best. He gave his all, but eventually only the post stopped him from succeeding. Impressive as Somah was, it wasn't enough. Yet, this journey is undoubtedly one of the biggest sports stories of the century, mixing a bloody civil war, Assad, the rebels, Putin, Iran, Trump, refugees, heroic victories, politics, football, hope and disappointment. This past week has highlighted the role of football in the Middle East and its importance for the socio-political environment of the region. For good, and for bad. Yuri Levy runs the popular football blog Babagal, which covers football and politics focusing on the Middle East. Follow him on Twitter, and read his blog here.